guys, welcome back for another process video. My daughter has told me I need to do more than just process videos, so I will be looking at probably some hauls or maybe a craft room tour or something like that. I know I personally love process videos, so I guess that's what I've focused on. But anyway, this layout is a layout about my first cheat meal after having started a health journey late October. Um, I'm going to tell a story that's really a bit embarrassing, but we had gone to Big Bend and on the road trip, sat in the back seat with my mom, and I dropped something on the floor. I don't know. And I leaned over to pick it up, and my belly was just in the way, and I couldn't breathe. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I am way out of shape and I need to do something. And my daughter had been using this virtual coach, and not that she was actually an athlete and fit and all that kind of stuff, but he does have other clients. And so I reached out, and so I've been on this program, working out, done really well. And I had a really good week. I think I lost 4 or 5 pounds, something like that. And so he gave me a cheat meal, y'all. I got a cheat meal. And so this layout is about my first cheat meal, and it was in December. So I'd been on this plan 2 months, eating exactly what I was supposed to be eating, doing all the right things. And, it's really hard when you have, it's almost like when you have more money and, maybe when you have no money, you want all the things. And then when you have a little money to spend, you're so picky about what you want to buy. So this is kind of the same thing with food, right? It's food budget. So this meal is, we'd been in San Antonio for vacation, and we went to this fancy restaurant, and I ended up getting a pizza, and it's kind of a gourmet pizza. So what I decided to do was use Graphic 45, and then a collection, and I think I showed it earlier in the video, is Home Sweet Home. I actually bought this collection at either Expo or convention, um, I don't know, a year or so ago, maybe a couple years now anyway, to be honest with you. And I think I originally bought it because my daughter likes to cook all the time, and I thought, oh, I'll make a layout about her cooking. And I hadn't opened it, I don't think, to be honest with you. But I saw the colors in the food, and you can kind of tell the crockery is a little bit, kind of got some red in it. And you can almost see in the picture there. The pizza, of course, has red and green. And then my daughter had gotten a, I cannot recall now. It was like a salmon pasta something or other, and then my husband had gotten something also kind of pasta-y. So it all had this red and green kind of feel to it. And then in this collection, there's this really cute um, bunches of foods, right? There's all kinds of foods. Now, granted, it's the collection itself is really geared more toward like farm fresh type stuff, but that's okay. I made it work. The colors, I went through the collection. There is some blues in it, but I went through and pulled out um, actually from the B sides, right? So Graphic 45 can be a challenge to use if you're kind of scared of patterns, and because it's very detailed. The imagery is just gorgeous, but it can be a challenge for people if they're not certain of patterns. Um, so if that's the case, I encourage you to check out the B sides, because the B sides are just stunning as well. The colors are, of course, coordinate with the front side, the A sides, but they coordinate with each other. And I think the patterns are usually really nice. And you can see here um, there's kind of a red with dots, and mostly red side, and then there's almost this like little gingham pattern. So the other thing I'll mention is I am using a sketch that I found on Pinterest. So I don't know if this is like an off the board thing or whatever, but I found it on Pinterest. I actually clicked the link. It's from sassylittlesketches.blogspot.com. And when I clicked the link, this sketch is actually from February 2010. So this is like a 10-year-old sketch, but hey, sketches live forever, right? So I'm following this sketch, and I've got that in the upper right corner for you. And so I'm using the sketch to drive the base right there. So you'll see I have 3 pattern papers that are running a bit vertically. And then I've got this little horizontal shelf I'm building with the ginghamy pattern, and then this teeny little strip from one of the cut aparts. The collection has a sheet of like border strips and cut aparts and stuff. Now, Graphic 45 also has like 3x4 and I think 4x6. There's usually 2 sizes of these little journaling cards in the collection, so you can buy those separately. And I bought those. And to be honest with you, I don't always use the pattern that's the little image, because there's a little image on there. Um, But you can use these as photo mats. If you trim your paper or your photo down rather to be match the inside of the image, it's like a pre-made photo mat for you. So you'll see here I'm trimming down my photo to match the little size of the little image on there because I don't want the image. I don't really need that image. But it's now created this pretty little matching photo mat for my layout. So yeah, so this meal here, I'll just go ahead and finish telling you about this food. So that picture that I have right there on the cutting cutter was our appetizer. And honestly, I forget the word. It's some French word for cheese. And my daughter knew that's what it was because she took so much years of French, and then she had worked in a little Italian restaurant in high school. So she's like, "Oh, Mom, that's cheese." And it's kind of white, and there's all these little veggies and the bread that comes with it. And the way it works is you take a spoon and you kind of scoop it out and you put it on your food. Honestly, I thought it was going to be hot because it's kind of creamy. It's not. It's cold. Um, it was interesting. It was really interesting. I'm not going to say I didn't like it because I always like anything cheese just about, but it was definitely interesting. And you got like grilled asparagus and kind of a couple different things, like I said, in addition to the bread, and it was really good. And then, as I mentioned, I got a pizza, and then she got like this salmon. Um, for some reason, I want to say it was a gnocchi, but I can't swear on it. And then my husband just basically gets a basic spaghetti. He's not very much of an adventurer. He's very uh, just simple dude. So took those pictures and yeah. Okay, so that paper there that I'm cutting, I think is just so cute. It's got little tomatoes and little, I think it's peas. Again, the collection is kind of geared toward a farmer's market feel. But I thought the tomatoes really worked because of the whole Italian theme here. And you'll notice in a little bit when we get to it, I actually did take one of the A sides that had all the veggies on it, and I fussy cut little tomatoes and veggies, all kinds of fun little things to stick on here. Okay, so I've got the base built here. Trying to square up my little shelf, my little horizontal piece there. I tend to move these things all around. I don't know. You've seen that on previous videos if you happen to watch any where I move, 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 move. I just love Graphic 45. Like I said, it can be a challenge to work with. I see a lot of mini albums. I don't see tons of layouts. When you go looking on Pinterest or even their own um, gallery, it's a lot of mini albums and cards, which they're just stunning. I see some of their design team things, and I just don't know how people come up with the ideas, A, and B, how they have the time, because some of it is just so intricate and delicate. And I mean, they do all these. Sometimes I've seen like little buildings or little, paper houses or whatever. Okay, so here you'll see I have gone into the A side of that blue paper. Oh, is it the blue paper? I think it's those two papers. So there's a blue, like a light blue, and then there's that other darker blue. One of them has more floral, and then one of them has all the vegetables. And I've cut those out. I'm just kind of showing you the two patterns there. And I've cut all those out. I did that honestly. I pulled those. My husband he gets sad if I'm upstairs in my craft room too much. So I'll take these things like downstairs when we're watching TV and just cut them. Um, and my thinking here is you'll notice in the sketch, there's those three round circles going vertically um, on the right side, and then there's three round circles going horizontally on the left side. So my thinking is I'll use these vegetables as those elements there to build those little clusters, I guess maybe you'd call them that. To be honest, I haven't a clue where I've run off to at the moment. I'm sure I'm finding something awesome to stick on here. Oh, I also had that little journaling card right there. It says like carte postale or something. Again, that's French. I don't speak French. But it's a great little journaling card. And of course, that's going where those journaling strips are showing on the layout on the sketch. Um, and I'm going to wiggle those around. And those little stamps there were also on the paper to cut apart. So actually, I think I end up using that on the right hand side. Yep, there we go. That's actually acting more as those little circles. Now here's where I'm going to take these florals and and vegetables and try to figure out how to put this in here. And I end up moving, I think this is still true, and I'm sorry I don't have the layout in front of me to confirm it before I start nattering, but I think I moved that journaling card up because I do want to build out those vegetables on the left-hand side, and I want those florals in there because I took the time to cut them out. They don't really have anything to do with the food or the um, really at all, but I just think they're pretty and I cut them out. Now there's my tomatoes, which I just adored. I thought those were so cute. There's a little bitty tomato pack. I'm sure it's tomato seeds or something from the patterns. There's a few other little florals, and I'll move these around, just trying to build something that makes sense. You'll notice I still haven't glued down the base papers. Do you do that? Do you like start messing with all your embellishments before you ever even glue down your base paper? Now, why I haven't glued it down, I don't know. At this point, I don't think I'm going to tuck anything underneath, or maybe I do, and maybe that's what my problem is. I'm thinking maybe I'll tuck under, maybe I won't. And once you've glued it down, it can be more challenging to start tucking under. So I'm sure at some point I was thinking, I don't want to glue it down until I make sure I'm not going to tuck things underneath there. There's a little zucchini, and you'll see there's little bunches of tomatoes there. I just thought the images were they went well with this. Like I said, even though technically this isn't really farm. I guess it was really fresh food, though. I mean, I'm certain they get fresh produce because it was just excellent. I wish I remember the name of the restaurant. It was in San Antonio, it was within walking distance of the Alamo, so it wasn't far. Um, Now I'm thinking about my title. Why I've gone that direction without having glued a thing down, I don't know. But in my head, I'm going, I want my title. And I know my title on the sketch is in the lower right corner, so I got to make this fit. And I've picked up this gold thickers. It's the foam one. So I'm going to try to do the not bend it thing here where you peel the backing away. And it works pretty well, I think. I don't think I messed too many of them up. I might. I don't know. Um, I do pull out my tweezers because I'm just a tweezer person. I lost my other pair. I had this, I don't know where it was so ridiculous. I was packing for a crop and I had them and I knocked over my little travel, what's those things called? Everybody has them at the crops. They have like a little handle and there's little pockets all over around the thing and you stick your stuff in it. Well, of course I knocked it over. That's just how I am. And they fell out and they kind of skittered away. Well, it was in my craft room and I have looked all over. I've been on the floor and looked around. I don't know where those things went. So anyway, I have these other ones that have very, very sharp tips. And I'm not gonna lie, I poke myself with those, and I think I've drawn blood. Not gonna lie, think I have. They're very painful, but they work great. They're very good. They're for peeling off adhesives from like the red tape or your score tape or whatever. Those they have such a sharp little edge that they get in there real well. And look at me being all sassy trying to hold my paper down and then glue that down, and it just moved. um, oh, I guess I had glued all my little colored papers down. I just hadn't glued them to the base paper yet. So, and that is looking just cute. I love those colors. It just went so well. And like I said, you can see all the blue in the collection, but you don't have to use it, right? I mean, I just pulled it out and used the colors that were in my pictures. All right, so there's my base. And I think, yeah, I do. I put the pictures up on foam tape or anti-foam tape, whatever it's called, without the sticky on both sides. Um, just definitely wanted to make sure those had some dimension. And by the way, if you hear my cat, who has made her appearance in a number of videos, I'm working from home today, and this is kind of my lunch hour, I guess, this voiceover, but I'm working from home. And this cat, we have, she gets treats, right? So certain times, usually it's when we walk in the door at the evening time, I tried it in the morning time. That just was not a good idea because she can't tell time. And for whatever reason, her treat time got pushed back earlier and earlier. And at one point she was trying to wake me up at 3:30 in the morning for her treat. So we said, no, 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 no. So we moved to the afternoon. So normally she gets her treat in the afternoon when we get home, about 5:30, 6 o'clock. But if for some reason, like if we're on the weekends or working from home, about 11, she starts crying for it. Like, I need it, I need it. And so she has wandered around the house out there crying for her treat. I promise I'm not doing it. I know there's some videos that I have to nudge her away and it looks like I'm beating her. And I promise you I don't beat that cat. And then she's going to be crying, and y'all are going to think I'm an abusive pet parent, but I'm really not. I love that cat. Okay, so my title is going to be First Cheat Meal. Now these letters here did not have a number one or anything, and I didn't want to spell out the word first. I think it was going to be too big, so I have tiny little thickers in. Um, they're probably 75% of that size letter there. I don't remember the. Well, you'll see them in a moment. And I spell out. I put first with a number one. Yeah, there they are. Those are so cute. Um, First, I think I'm trying to figure out, do I want it up? I want it down. I'm just going to put first here. Yeah, there we go. First cheat meal. And it was worth it, y'all. Not gonna lie. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Oh, and the really cool part too, we knew we were at a fancy restaurant when we first sat down, and we just asked for some water, and we got our water. And then the server comes over, and she's got a little tray of pre-sliced fruit and veggies like a orange or lemon or cucumber, really thinly sliced. And she says, "Would you like a fruit or a vegetable for your water?" And we're like, "Whoa, this is fancy." Oh goodness. We are just not rich, I'm just saying. Anyways, so okay, yeah. So now I'm going to tuck in my florals here to. They're kind of the base or the main element of these little clusters here. So I want those to go because they're big. Got my little cabbage head. He was a little too long. I may change him out. I'm not certain. It's funny because I sat there, earlier, and I grouped all that stuff and laid it all down. And then now, whatever work I had done was clearly lost because now I'm messing with it again. So, why did I go at all that trouble? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. And I got to fit that on there. But I can't decide. I don't, as you'll notice, there's a little blue flower. And I think I was thinking in my mind, like, do I want the blue flower to show or not? I go ahead and let it show. But I do bring it down there. Okay, so now look at my little zucchini. That's so cute. I love those stamps. I thought that looked kind of interesting and definitely went with, in my mind, it really made that circle, those three circles look kind of cool. All right, so I'm going to try layering these things again. I do glue some down flat. I do come in and put some pop dots behind other pieces. Um, my whole idea here was, again, just kind of creating these bundles of vegetables that made the food look yummy. Look at that, y'all. Oh, I had to cut his top off. He was not going to fit. I didn't like him. He got a haircut. Okay, and then I thought, I'm so sorry again, I don't have that layout in front of me. I cannot remember. I guess I do leave that up there, that little red cabbage. I don't know, y'all. This is probably going to sound tacky, but every time I see those zucchinis, even though I really like them, I just think of that eggplant emoji on your phone. It's probably not good of me to say that. Oh well, it'll be all right. All right, so now I'm going to start gluing down the stuff I want flat. And that helps me decide what things I want to lift up because when you decide dimensional and that sort of thing, you want them to. Oh, look at that! I had forgotten I did that. I put the leaf on top. Now then I covered up. Oh well. All right, so I do need a little foam on the side there, just so because obviously remember the photographs were put up on some foam, so I need to do something similar. Oh, I don't know if I caught this earlier. I did ink the edges of the papers, if I recall, with the vintage photo distress ink, just to give it a little distinction between the layers. Okay, so yeah, here I'm putting some foam tape on my so sorry, I can't speak today. Foam tape on my tomato. I just love the little tomatoes. I don't know why. Those really I was really attracted to those. Thought they were really cute. And I layer those up on my little groupings there, and then there's my zucchini. Got to give that a little foam as well. Oh, but I don't do the one end because I'm going to glue it up underneath the little stamp layers there. And again, and I think actually I know now. I was inking the edge of these things because when you fussy cut, a lot of times you can do a really good job, but then maybe you have a little rough edge or something, and the ink just kind of helps hide those little rough edges. So yeah, so I glued the top of that underneath the stamp, but then I had the fun foam at the bottom, and it just creates an interest and dimension there. And now I'm going to create my left-hand set of florals and veggies. And what's so sad too is I cut all these florals and I realized I was in my room the other day, my bedroom, and because I'd actually also cut some in my room, my bedroom. My husband had gone to sleep or something. I was sitting there cutting, and I saw an extra flower laying there, and I was like, oh, I missed it. On the other hand, I don't think I could have fit another one on here. Those two flowers they're good size, and I had another one laying there. You can see it underneath my hand, and I don't think I used it. So, or if I did, I didn't. You didn't see much of it. I don't know that I used it though. Now that I think about it, I have to get all the vegetables on there because this is all about food. But yeah, I if you don't use Graphic 45 or if you aren't sure about it because you think it's too busy or something, I would suggest it, look at those B-sides. If you Now, I wouldn't necessarily suggest maybe you pay full price for a collection if you're only going to use the B-side, but um, if you're out at a convention or a show or something and you see them, I just flip them over and take a look. They have some really pretty patterns and the colors. The colors always go. The really cool thing about Graphic 45 is they do tend to use the same color palettes over various collections. So I've gotten collections that I'll use, I'll cross collect, or what do you want to call it? Cross, um, because it's, obviously the same manufacturer. So I'll cross over the different collections because you will find the patterns and the papers will go together, at least from a colors perspective. I mean, maybe, maybe not the imagery, but the colors you can. And so the B sides will be pretty useful for either collections. All right, so I'm still piddling around with these vegetables, figuring out what I want to do here. I actually end up really happy. I don't know what's happening up in my upper right screen. Oh, I think my papers, I had kind of stuck them vertical and I think they slid down. Either that or my cat was on top of them messing with them, which is always a possibility. I guess she got tired of asking for the treat because I don't hear her crying anymore. All right, so I'm going down the last of these vegetables. This was the most time-consuming part of the whole layout, but I really thought it looked good when I got done. I was happy with it. Okay. Yep. My little journaling card. I'm trying to decide, do I want the red to show? Do I not want the red to show? Does it have trap space? Is it not trap space? And I'm just really debating on that upper left corner there. Do I bring it up? Do I not bring it up? But and because I really want that vegetable, but then I'm almost creating a non-visual triangle, so I'm really struggling with it. But I want to use it. And honestly, like I said, I don't have the layout in front of me. I don't remember what I did at the end. I know I decided I didn't know what I was going to do, so I decided to ink the journaling card. Oh, I guess I decided finally I'm going to go ahead and just do it like that. It doesn't cover up that top little piece there. I don't want the red pattern showing above the card, so I do stick with that. I got to glue I kind of pulled on it, so I pulled it off my phone. But I'm insistent. I'm going to add this cabbage up there. I want that cabbage. I cut it out, darn it, using it. Oh, I move it over and over and over. And then I thought, oh, I've got these tiny little stamps. No, not going to use them, I guess. Look at that. That little cabbage has made his way all over the place. Oh, he found a home. He's going back there. I really didn't. I struggled because I kind of wanted it up there, but then at the same time, I had basically this diagonal going with these fruits, and I just thought it looked a bit strange if I put that big old cabbage up there. And then I decided, well, I got this tiny little floral and these tiny little stamps. Can I do a little cluster here? And I think I end up gluing it down there. I think I decided that wasn't so big that it took away from the diagonal I had going. Um, and then I'm thinking, do I cut out another little vegetable? I pulled that paper out again. Nope, not going to do that. But I like that floral there, so he gets glued down. And I like that little set of stamps. It again, it's tiny little. It kind of matches the one on the right-hand side, but it's tiny. And it doesn't take away, like I said, from that diagonal. All right, I'm feeling pretty good there. And I'm going into I had these little burlap bows, and I kind of wanted to use them, or at least one of them. I thought these could look really good. It's kind of homemadey looking, little little rustic. Um, but I just couldn't. I just didn't. I ended up not using it. And those are actually still unopened in my little drawer of goodies, which makes me a little sad. I need to figure out a way to use them. So I pull out the enamel dots, and I'm looking for something that'll match. I don't think I'm almost certain. Yeah, Graphic 45 has. I think they have gold, silver, and black dots, but not colored ones that I recall. So I'm digging around trying to figure out how do I want to play this. Oh, there's Saturn. I don't know if you can see the shadow. Oh, there she is. See, she always joins me. I'm trying to decide how do I want to play this. Do I want colors? Do I want neutrals? You saw that so Bow Bunny jewels there. I finally decided I'm going to go with colors. I'm thinking about, I've seen some people having done, oh no, that's actually white, but I've seen some people who have gone in and organized their enamel dots by color on some, I think 3x5 cards. And I'm really debating that because you'll see there, or you can kind of see I've got these little acetate pieces that are partial colors. And it would be easier if I had all the colors in one spot. So, okay, so I went with the white or cream and then the red and greens here to tie those colors in. I think that looks really cute. I'm really pleased with that. Oh, add some more colors here. Little, I think that's a mustard maybe. I'm not really certain. I can't tell it on the, I'm sorry. It's just a little bit, I put it on my big monitor, but it's still a little bit small. And I'm looking at that bow again. I want to use it because it's rustic, like I said, and to me it kind of goes with the theme. But if I just could not find a good spot for it, and I go, no, don't even bother. It doesn't look right. I stuck it there, and then nope, I knew it wasn't going to work. Honestly, it didn't look right. That's okay. All right, so I'm looking at it. I'm thinking I like it. Yeah, I like that. It turned out cute. That's my first cheat meal. I'm going to fill in the journaling off camera there, but I was giving you a little close up. Anyway, so here's the close ups, and I hope you had a good time watching me ramble and use some Graphic 45 because I know it can be something challenging for folks. So, anyways, have a great day, and hey, subscribe and like. Thanks so much. Bye bye.